always said I wanna rock.
Are we gonna be goofing off like this every day?
We're not goofing off. We're creating musical fusion.
Wow, you're amazing, dude.
Thanks. I like to play.
I'm a small reporter from Rolling Stone magazine that's in town to do an exclusive interview with Michael Jackson.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
It is time for the Unsigned and Unhinged Meltdown.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Unsigned, Unhinged Meltdown. I am your host, Frank E. I have with me my wonderful co-host, Juan. How you doing today, Juan?
Very well. How you everyone else is?
Everyone else, I hope they're doing fine. They're listening to our show.
Yes.
But we got with us all the way from Central Indiana, we got Mantra. How are you guys doing?
Good.
That was a group very good. I like that. So, now that I had this pre-conversation with you, I was looking at your Facebook, and then I seen an image on Facebook, and you said one of the members had left the band, but I was looking at the lineup, and I'm like, there's 5 members, but there's 6 people in the picture. Am I missing something here? But thank you, so I don't feel stupid. All right, so for those of you that don't know Mantra is a metal-ish band all the way from Indiana, and they have Jesse on vocals, correct?
Yes.
There's Thomas and Josh on guitar, Dylan is playing bass, and Justin is doing my favorite Neil Peart impression, because Neil Peart is the greatest drummer of all time, and I will say that forever. And you don't have to like Neil Peart, but I love him. So, anyway, we're going to kick things off here. So the name Mantra it's really unique. It took me a while to actually figure out how to pronouncely say it. Yeah, you guys know what I'm trying to say. My goodness. But your manager Angela had to explain it to me, and it took me 3 times to say it properly. But the name Mantra, like, what does it mean, and where did you guys actually come up with the name for the band?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like we want to be, the mantra for the people. So mantra is something that you continually tell yourself to bring yourself to either a state of peace or a state of calm. So, like, emotional stability, I suppose.
It's emotional stability, but they're screaming in your ear. So, yeah, it's very calming and relaxing.
It's working through the emotions.
Yes.
Like, during a mantra, you would breathe, and you're stabilizing your emotions. So, I imagine the music helps some people get through their emotions. Or at least I hope so.
There are people that like many different types of music. That's why I don't discriminate on my podcast. I've had pop on here. I've had rap. I've had rock and metal and death metal, and I don't care, because everybody has the right. Everybody has a right to have their voice heard. So, you guys have been together for how long now?
As Mantra, we've been together for about 3 years.
Oh wow!
Previously, though, most of us were in another band together called Two All Aspiring. We were together for, how long was that?
I think like 2 years.
About 2 years. And before that, it was another thing, but we'll not talk about that.
Yeah.
Must have been for like 4 or 5 years.
But you guys have been together with this lineup for about 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we know that somebody had left the band. Is there any is there plans to replace him, or?
Currently, not really. We think we're in a good spot now. Our previous member, he was the second vocalist we had, and we loved having him, but personal issues got him busy. He couldn't keep up with the band, and we think we're pretty solid right now, so we'll probably stick with what we got.
Hey, these things happen,
Yep.
with local bands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even with personal friendships, because Juan lives all the way in Kenosha, and I live in Racine. And I barely ever see my friend Juan.
Yeah.
Sad face. Sad face.
Sad face.
But we have... It's not that far. I mean, it could be worse. He could be in Indianapolis with Mantra. But... then I would really never see the guy. But there is a reason for everyone to go to Indianapolis, which is coming up really soon. That's Gen Con. Woo! Shameless plug for Gen Con. I don't know if you guys ever go there, but oh man, that is phenomenal.
It's pretty huge.
Yeah. Have you guys ever gone there or no?
No,
we were downtown.
We were down there last year, and we're just walking around, just people watching, and it was pretty fucking
people
fun.
Watching.
Just people watching. Oh, can I
They're
say?
out there starting like.
Well, you said it twice. I think we're okay. I haven't invested in a censor button, but if I ever do go like mainstream, we'll have to check the language at the door.
Okay.
So we're good though right now because we're not mainstream on any big radio.
All right. That's
so fan-fucking-tastic or in-fucking-credible. I like that video Vine. Have you ever seen that?
What's that?
There's a video. It's on YouTube, and it says it's the versatility of the word "fuck."
Oh, how many times you can use it?
It's like fan-fucking-tastic or in-fucking-credible.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god! I saw that. Gosh, this is gonna date me because I heard it for the first time, and I want to say I was like 15 or 16, maybe. It's when AOL was around.
Oh,
yeah, that's. Ooh. Anyway, let's not date me, shall we? So now I'm really curious about this, and you know, you guys will actually the listeners will hear this when they listen to music, when we spin it. But I was curious. Now, going back to my notes here, Jesse, when you're singing. You have this like almost Amy Lee like voice. Is that you that's doing the growling, or was that the old lead singer, or is that you guys both doing it, or?
Yeah.
No, I sing and I scream, and I do a lot of the lows in there. I mean, you can tell when it was just Cummins. That was the same, Josh Cummins. You can tell on his parts, you know, and sometimes we did scream together, but there's a lot of parts in there that are just me.
Yeah, because like I said, you have a very Amy Lee-esque voice to you, and I like that because I think she's phenomenal. But
thanks, man. Thanks.
I had another singer on here, from the Almas. Maria, she had a very Amy Lee-esque voice. So, anyway, that's me plugging other bands.
I'll take it as a compliment. Thank you.
It is. I mean, but anyway, we're gonna go and spin one of our first songs with you guys, which is Cheyenne, which is kind of like the city. It's pronounced like the city, but I believe it's spelt differently. Anyway, this song, like, how was the writing process for this song, and what's the meaning behind it?
Yeah.
Hell, do you remember what the writing process was like? It was like, it was like the intro, the clean part. I was taking music theory classes at my high school, and the clean part I actually wrote as a school project.
Okay.
Oh wow.
And then I kind of morphed it a little bit because I was like doing funky stuff like crazy time signatures and all that stuff. So I put it into 4/4 and brought it to the band. It was like, hey, I really like this. How do we go about using this? And then we just jammed on it, like pretty much. That's how a lot of our stuff is wrote. We just jam on it and see what we can come up with.
Mm-hmm.
So mostly everybody has a piece they helped on the song already?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty good. Amazing right there.
Yeah, that's awesome. It unlike some bands, you know, we're talking like mainstream bands where it's like two people do whatever and no one else has any part in it. But is there a meaning behind the lyrics to the song, or?
Absolutely. You know, I like the songs to mean different things for different people. It's really hard for, me to answer a question when people are like, well, what's this song about? And it's kind of like, well, what does it mean to you? Like, what do you feel when you hear it? But as far as, like, the lyrics go, it's mainly, like, what you see and what you would do when you're at the moment of death, or when you can choose to be the death of something else, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Beating the monkey off your back, maybe even.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So, now you have the one EP that's out right now. Is it just like self-titled, or is there actual name to the EP?
No,
it's just self-titled.
Self-titled? Okay. Now, because me being me, and I have the podcast, and I usually get things exclusively, so ha ha ha. But is there anywhere that my listeners can find the EP?
The EP's for sale. It's on iTunes. You can find it on Spotify, Amazon. It's on YouTube as well. We've just put it everywhere we can think of, really. I'm sure if you look hard enough, you'll find it.
Awesome, awesome. So, this is Mantra off their debut EP. This is Cheyenne. Check it out. All right, we're back. Juan really, really liked that song.
Oh, yeah, I loved it.
I mean, I love... Now, if you listen to my podcast and, you know, my listeners that have listened, I love the songs that just start out really slow and then just come up and slap you in the frickin' face. It's just like, whoa, I'm here. Sorry, I was just, you know, trying to enjoy my herbal tea, and then you kicked it out of my, hands. What the hell? I don't drink herbal tea. Or penny royalty, really you know. You know, I drink Arizona tea. Yeah, I love my Arizona tea. It's all good. So now you guys have been together for 3 years. You know, in your opinion, you know, what are some of your favorite venues that you guys had a chance to play at so far?
Yeah.
Piers.
Yeah,
Piers for sure.
Yeah, we played the venue in Fort Wayne here in Indiana called Piers.
Which is called Piers again, by the way.
Yeah, it was renamed to the Hub, and now it's back to Piers. That's by far the best place we've ever played.
They call it the $1 Million Stage.
Oh, the stage is incredible. The sound is great. They're fantastic. They treat their guests there like royalty. It's just a great venue.
Awesome.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Rusty's is also in Fort Wayne.
Now, have you guys left Indiana yet, or are you guys primarily in the Indiana area?
We've played Spanky's in Ohio. Are we getting ready to go back?
Yeah, we're getting ready to go back to Ohio for a few dates next month, I think.
Next month we have Akron, Ohio. And Dreadfest in Colorado. That's in October, the 13th, 14th, and 15th.
You know, if you guys make it up to Wisconsin, I've been there a few times, and many of my guests that I've had on so far have said Route 20 in Racine is by far one of the best places to play at. So if you guys are trying to get into Wisconsin, try and get at Route 20. They have done so much to the place. They've added so much more lights. They revamped like the stage, the sound, and it's just it's phenomenal.
They put time and quality in there.
Oh yeah, and it always sounds so crisp when I'm there. I've seen so many shows there, you know, and it's just phenomenal. But now, as far as playing on stages, do you guys prefer to have like a bigger stage where you guys can move around more often and interact with the band, or do you guys like to have like a smaller stage where it's more intimate with the crowd?
The intimate settings are wonderful, but to be able to have the big stage and not worry about whipping one of the dudes in the face with my dreads or stepping on somebody's toes.
Oh, yeah.
Or somebody giving me a concussion with the headstock of their bass. Dylan.
Oh, wow. Well, that happened.
Oh, wow.
That just happened. Now, Angela had sent me over some videos. And let's just say, guys, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I have a very weak stomach. I really do. And there was videos of Jesse dangling, from the ceiling. And I'm like, how is she doing that? Because your arms were free. And she's like, oh, well, there's hooks. And I'm like, well, what are they hooked onto? And she had told me, and let's just say Frankie about lost his lunch.
Oh.
Because Frankie has a weak stomach. So, why don't you explain to my listeners, is this like an every show thing or an occasional thing, or?
Well, it just depends, really. He's talking about flesh hook suspension, for those in the know. But it just depends on the venue, if they allow that sort of thing. We are certified with, like, the Board of Health and such, but it also, you have to take into account, like, the rafters and such, and, we have to have at least, like, a 13-foot clearance, that way I'm not just dragging my feet or hitting walls and stuff, but... I do it as much as possible. I mean, I did it this weekend, actually. Not for a show. It was more for my own private enjoyment, but I do love to sing and suspend at the same time, so...
Well,
kind of cool.
If you guys are up here and I'm going to a show, don't do that for me. I don't want to have a puke mess on the ground. Okay, I'm just saying.
Well, I will go and see that shit.
Juan
is down for that stuff. Juan is one of the craziest individuals I know. And
you want to fly, Juan? We'll hook you up.
Oh, shit.
Literally.
Juan would probably be down for that. I'm just saying. Juan,
I'll try anything once.
Juan even has a sex saddle in his room. Trust me, I know.
Oh, man.
Hey, wait a minute, no. Let's just clarify. I was just messing around. I haven't seen it. I'm just making fun of Juan. Okay, moving right along. That could be assumed that Juan was trying... All right, let's just drop that subject. Okay. Because I don't want to be assumed with anything. So, I just got to be curious. Does that stuff hurt? Like, does it hurt at all?
Well, pain is certainly relative. So, I mean, the piercings hurt in different areas. Like, my back doesn't really hurt. Getting the piercings in my knees doesn't really feel too good.
Ow.
Yeah.
Frankie's just grabbing his knees right now and going, ooh, I'm flinching. If you could see me, I'm flinching. I have a very low tolerance for pain, and I have zero cartilage.
Butt is puckered, everyone.
I have zero...
I think he just gave him nightmares for the night.
Gosh. Oh, man. Whew.
It's all about letting go. If you get up there and you can't let go, then you're not going to like it. You know,
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. But at the same time, if you can just, it's all mind over body.
Like, I'm still terrified to get a tattoo. My gosh.
I don't want to call you a weenie, Frankie, but I'm going to call you a weenie. You can do it. I have faith in you.
You want to hear the story of why I'm afraid of needles?
Yes.
So
Yes,
audience, you're going to hear this story. So there was a time when I want to say I was between 6 and 8 years old. I was a little kid. Before I think I was getting, this was right before I was going into kindergarten, I think. And I was at the doctor's office, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to give you your shots." Because you got to get your shots before you go to school back then.
Right.
And the doctor said, "Hold on a second. This could hurt." Jabbed me with the needle. I yanked my arm away, and the needle was still in my arm.
Oh, like it broke off? Oh.
And there was blood squirting, and I'm running around the doctor's office screaming my head off with a needle in my arm.
All right, valid.
Were you saying the needle in my arm?
Ooh.
Dude, I was screaming. I'm like, dude, I was a kid. Leave me alone.
I just think it's funny. I just imagine a needle on your arm. You were a kid just screaming, "There's a needle in my arm."
Yeah, that was...
We're around the doctor's office.
Well, the sad thing was I actually went out in the waiting room area because I was terrified of the doctor, and the people saw me, and there was blood gushing out of my arm.
Oh, man.
And they were like, "What's wrong with this kid?"
Just scare all the other kids, too.
I was scaring
Take 'em all
everybody.
down with you.
I'm like, dude, if I'm going down, you're all coming with me.
You'd be like, "It's a trap." Out there. It's like,
it's a trap.
Trap, don't go in there.
It's a trap. Admiral Akbar. Gosh, we gotta love Star Wars. Anyway. Moving along, that's why I'm afraid of needles. I also deathly afraid of aquariums. Not like the small aquariums, like the big gigantic aquariums. Like
are you freaked out that it's gonna like all crush in on you or something?
Do I need to explain this story too? All right,
Yes.
viewers, we're gonna have a story time with Frankie explaining his 2 fears. All right.
oh snap!
So I'm at the Shed Aquarium with my father, and my father at the time was an alcoholic. But I love my dad now. He's all better, and my dad and I are very close. Anyway, we're at the shark tank, and all kids, when they're younger, love sharks. And I'm pounding on the shark tank. Literally pounding with double fists. And my dad says to me, don't pound on the glass. You're going to piss off the sharks. And I'm sitting there like, dude, they're all the way over there. So I keep pounding on the glass. And then my dad says to me, looks down and sees like a little itty bitty crack. And he says, you see that crack? And I was like, yeah. That's what happened the last time there was a kid pounding on the glass. The shark tried to jump through and eat him. And I'm still pounding on the glass, and as I look forward, there's a shark with his mouth open flying right at me. Oh, I literally peed my pants and ran out of the shed aquarium. Dude, if you're 8 years old, that would scare the shit out of you too. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh man. Ever since then, dude, I won't go into the shed aquarium. I'm like terrified.
Wait, so terrified of aquariums, but not sharks?
No, like, dude, I can watch Shark Week all day long.
Oh, okay.
It's that glass breaking.
Yeah, that glass breaking, and all right. Anyway, moving along. We're not talking about Frankie's Fears. We're talking about Mantra, because this band is here with us, and yeah. So now you guys, been around for quite a while. Is there now? This is also references and networking for Frankie time. What kind of bands have you guys played with on stage, and like, what are some of your favorite bands that you like to play with?
Oh man.
Well, we share the stage with a lot of locals around here. Some of them we play with just about every chance we get. Hell Came Home, Barricades, Losing September. Those are just some of the locals around here that we like to play with quite a bit.
Awesome. I'll have to look all those guys up, because I need to get more stuff from Indiana. I'm just saying.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Absolutely.
Now, are they the same form of music, and do they have people like doing the wonderful suspension stuff that Jesse does, and I'm going to be freaked out by that as well?
As far as we know, we're the only people around here that do that.
Oh man, I'm not trying to yeah. When you said the knees, I have zero cartilage in my knees, and my knees are in pain 24/7. And just thinking that I'd be dangling by my knees, I would be like, ow.
It would actually alleviate the pain from your knees.
Well,
if you can let go and handle just like the actual piercings themselves, because you're hanging by your skin, so it's all spaced out. Like, it stretches your back out and gets it all in line, and like all the pressure from your knees is taken away.
Well, maybe that I might try then. If it's gonna I'll try anything to get rid of the pain in my knees. Trust me.
We're gonna hold you to that.
Yeah, we're holding you to it.
You might have to get me drunk. I'm just saying, but oh man, good times. So, yeah.
We played back to like the bands that we played with. We played with Nonpoint at Piers, and that was an amazing show. We played for over 1,000 people that night, and it was just absolutely incredible.
Now, were you dangling in front of Nonpoint?
No, we didn't suspend there.
I love
That'd be a dream come true, though.
I love Nonpoint. I seen them at the Rave in Milwaukee, and they weren't the headliner. They were opening up for one of my favorite bands, Cold, which a lot of people don't know who Cold is. And I go, you've never heard of Cold?
That's one of Josh's favorite bands.
Josh, you and I are going to be Facebook friends, dude. Seriously, I love Cold. Love them. I went and saw them when their debut CD came out. They were at Summerfest. And it went Cold, and then Drain, which a lot of people don't know who Drain is either. And then Creed.
Nice.
Which, a lot of people don't like Creed. But I do. I don't care. I like Creed. I'm not a big Nickelback fan, so I guess that gives me some kind of credit, right? Anyway, moving on with what we're here for. We're gonna play. Oh gosh, and you know what? I should have wrote it in my notes. This was the song that Juan was talking about, and we both. You're gonna have to say the name.
Petrichor?
Petrichor. I gotta write that down. Yeah, this was the song that Juan was really talking to me about. So Juan, why don't you take it away for Petrichor?
Well, here's Petrichor.
Well, we gotta ask about the song, dude.
So, what was your what when you was writing this song? What you guys were going through and everything to discover this song right here from you guys?
We were having inner band turmoil at the time. Like, we had a vocalist before Jesse that did cleans and stuff, and we couldn't, like, the band wasn't getting along and stuff like that, and this kind of came out of that, I guess. Yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Because Alma Joy's got nuts, Mounds don't. So...
Petrichor means to love the way the earth smells after it rains.
I love that smell,
too.
too.
The lyrics, from the fresh rain that falls, will be born again.
That's such a great smell, too. Like, don't you just love going outside after it rains? And just... It's got a great smell. I mean, am I the only one here?
Especially after somebody's mowed.
Oh, mowing? Oh, yeah. Or a bonfire. Like a campfire smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or burning leaves. I like burning leaves.
That's a good smell.
Oh, gosh. We're sitting here talking about smells. My goodness. See what you did? You got us talking about smells. Way to go. Party's over. Jesse fucked it up for everybody.
You know what Petrichor means now, though.
But I know what it means. I know what it means, and I'll never forget. Why? Because Jessie told me. And every time I think of the rain now, I'm going to be thinking of her dangling by her back.
And your butt will pucker, and
I'll just go.
I think you just made him another fear.
Oh gosh, my back is just like tingling right now. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. But off the debut EP, which like they said, you can find it on iTunes. Is it on Spotify? Did you mention that or?
Yeah.
So it's on iTunes, Spotify. I believe this is on Reverb Nation as well. YouTube, because you guys had some stuff on Reverb Nation, but I don't remember what exactly was all on there, so my apologies. But off the debut EP, which, like I said, you can find it on iTunes, here's Petrichor.
Anything of value, anything we lost here. At the sight of greed, our humanity forgotten, was overnight. You're the agony of trust, or the freedom of pain. Why do we melt down? Why do we love the God? Yeah, we lose ourselves. Yeah, we lose ourselves. Lose ourselves to the innocence. Oh, it's funny how we lose ourselves.
that was your song right there. What you guys thought of it so far? Like, again, what you guys were thinking when it was going through? Because you said you guys were kind of in a spot with each other.
They had said like the band was kind of going through turmoil.
Yeah.
We had some.
Do you believe that what actually helped it? This song came out.
I wouldn't say it helped it. It was more like it was kind of like a way just to like kind of get our frustration out on each other. You know, we were kind of at each other's throats there for a little bit, which happens. You know, it's just kind of how people work. So it didn't fix anything, but it was a good. It was
a way to work through the emotion.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now, I'm assuming from the comment that was made that he wrote it when he had a class in high school. Are you guys are really young then, right?
Well, everyone except for Josh is young.
Poor Josh.
Well, I say that. Well, no, I am the youngest, so I'm 23. Josh, how old are you?
31.
Well, there you go. And
The span of 23 to 31.
Oh my! These things happen, though. It happens.
Yeah.
So, well, we had a band on here, Audiophilia, where the whole entire band was under 21. I'm like, ooh, that's gonna be hard for you. But coming up next week, I have a band that's also all under 21, Dollskin. I'm really excited about that one.
Hey, yeah, we saw them. Didn't we see them at Fifth Quarter? Yeah.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, they're actually really good. I liked them a lot.
They're very good, and I got a chance to listen to their new CD.
Snap!
It comes out on Friday, and they have a cover of Alanis Morissette's song "Uninvited," and it is phenomenal.
They did play that. We got to see them play that live, actually, and I was pretty blown away.
Yeah, I love when bands do a cover song, but if you're going to cover a song, make it your own. Just don't sit there and be like, well, we're going to play it just like
Agreed, yeah.
Unless you're a cover band. That's a different story.
Right.
So that's how Audiophilia started out. They were a cover band, and now they're branching out and doing their own thing. So, awesome sauce.
There's a really good cover OTEP did of Royals. You should check that one out because that's pretty gnarly. I love that.
All right.
If you're an OTEP fan.
Yeah.
I think that's Juan's neck of the woods. So Juan, you should check that out.
Yeah. All right.
Like I want to say the heaviest band that I ever listened to while growing up, and even now, I would say would be Tool or White Zombie. There was one song that I liked by Ministry. One song. And everyone's like, who is this? I'm like, I don't know. It's Ministry. I just like this song. So, but anyway, we're getting way off topic. We're here to talk about Mantra. So, Mantra, this question is for you. We're not talking about ourselves anymore. Now, now that we're in the generation that we are in now, where computers are everywhere and we got cell phones that can just connect onto the, technology is just nuts right now. I wish we had that stuff when I was a kid. My gosh.
Right?
Man, I
kind of wish and kind of don't. I'm kind of happy I didn't grow up with cell phones everywhere.
I know, because, I
did a lot of questionable things.
Yeah. I mean, I think if cell phones were around when I was younger, I would probably not have been as active as I was back then. Maybe. I don't know, because I really liked playing football and baseball and all that stuff, but back in my day when we were kids, how you would tell if everybody was at somebody's house is you would see bikes in the front lawn.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 7 bikes here. Guess that's where everybody's at.
Yep.
All right, but anyway, getting to the technology and social media and such, do you feel that social media helps the local music scene, or do you really feel it hinders it at all?
As long as it's not being used to like start drama within the music scene, it works.
Yeah.
Like a double-edged sword, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming you guys use it a lot for, updating the fans and such for, shows that you guys got coming up and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, does it help you guys in any other way, like with promoting and such?
I would definitely say yeah. It definitely helps.
Yeah, we've made a lot of new contacts, like just through Facebook. People, their friends like our band, and they happen to see them share one of our posts, and it brings more attention to us. We get promoters from venues to contact us on Facebook and all kinds of stuff. So it definitely helps branch out.
That's pretty much all of our business stuff is run through social media, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I felt. Yeah, I mean, that's how. Juan, you were going to say something? Go ahead.
Because you can spread it out there very easily now than before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, before it was all word of mouth.
Word of mouth posters on freaking telephone poles.
Flyers.
Here, I copied this tape down.
Yeah.
I have a friend that has a poster that was on a telephone post or something of Metallica doing a show in California. He has an actual poster, and it was the original lineup. So Dave Mustaine was on the poster, which I thought I was like, "Oh man, that's got to be worth money."
Yeah.
He's like, "Dude, I'm gonna get this framed and hang it up," and I'm like, "Yeah, you should." But he's got it all rolled up, and I'm like, "Dude, you got to get that thing framed."
Yeah, that's a piece of history.
Yeah, the days of like physical memorabilia like that are kind of gone now. I mean, everything is on like when we make up flyers for shows, like they exist solely on the internet.
Yeah.
There's some like clips and images we get from the internet and just post it on there, and it never makes it to a physical form.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I'm
Sometimes we like to make posters and put them all over campus and stuff because Ball State campus isn't too far, so it's nice to go and put posters up and stuff.
I'm actually doing a Unsigned Unhinged Meltdown is hosting actually a few concerts coming up. We got one coming up in July, and I'm not printing off the flyers anywhere. I sent it over to the bar where it's going to be at, and throwing it around social media, and I created an event on Facebook. It's like, what more do I really need?
Yeah, exactly. It's gotten so simple.
Yeah, well, flyers kind of really don't work anymore. It's like people don't really go out anymore.
Yeah, people don't pay attention to like the things that are just around them.
It's I want people that are facing the phone to see it all the time.
Yeah.
It's because like we've had shows where we like put up flyers and stuff, and it's like we've had decent attendance, and then we've had shows where we haven't done that, and it's like we've had better attendance than the shows we actually had physical flyers for.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
I feel like a lot of people just crumple up and put it in their pocket or something, and then never look at it again.
No.
Like I actually thought of this real quick. Of if you guys make a flyer, just have it to your loyal fans. There's probably something they want to have hanged up in their room or the house. Make it special.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how a lot of bands do nowadays. They'll do like their tour and their merch booths. They'll have tour flyers that they sell.
Yeah.
To fans for like a couple bucks or whatever.
No, like me personally, like when they have merch booths at shows, I usually just get all my music digitally, and I just have it on my laptop, or I have it on a external hard drive. If I'm getting a CD, I want it autographed by the band. I don't, otherwise I'm not going to have a CD for any reason at all.
Right.
Because then I got to take it out, upload it on my computer, and it's a hassle. And then 9 times out of 10, iTunes won't read it.
Yeah.
It's
we sell our physical EPs from our merch booth, and just about everyone who buys them wants them signed. But the majority of our sales do come from online.
There you go. I want an autographed CD now for my collection.
Oh,
oh, we got a beep. Someone forgot to mute a phone. Way to go. I'm not going to point fingers or anything.
I'm sorry.
That was a manager. You can point at her all you need to.
I'm sorry, that was me.
She said she's working. She wants a pass.
Oh, okay. No, that was actually Juan. That was Juan. Way to go, Juan.
Yes.
Party's over. Juan fucked it up for everybody. So there was a while ago that Juan came up with this great question on a show a while back, and honestly, I sat there and I'm like, dude, I wish I would have thought of that. And Juan, because it is your question, why don't you go ahead and ask it if you remember what I'm talking about?
I believe I do. Alright. If a band comes to you, past, present, or former, they came to you and asked you to go on tour with them, who will it be?
Lamb of God. Lamb of God.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think it's Lamb of God.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. Lamb of God.
Lamb of God. Okay.
Hell yes.
This is Juan's area of expertise. Juan, Lamb of God. Now you have to break it down for me, dude, because I don't know anything about Lamb of God. I know they're a band. Now
they're really hardcore band.
They're hardcore. All right. So now I feel stupid in front of Mantra. I feel stupid in front of Mantra.
Like, that's one of the bands you have to listen to.
All right, I'm gonna have to listen to Lamb of God now.
Yeah, do your homework now.
Do my homework. All right.
Do that. Probably some Kill Switch.
Listen to the Sacrament album.
Yeah.
Sacrament album. Okay, I'll have to listen to that. You know, have you guys? Has anyone ever heard of Demon Hunter? I know they're pretty like death metal.
That sounds familiar.
No, they're a Christian death metal band, but like.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
And
yeah.
like some of their stuff, it's just like I had a friend that was really into them, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, and he's like, yeah, they're awesome, aren't they? I'm like, what's he saying? I'm like, dude, if it's a Christian band, that's awesome, because I'm a Christian, but I don't sit there and I don't throw my faith and beliefs on anybody. Everyone's gonna believe whatever they want, but if they're a Christian band, I want to know what the heck they're saying, and I couldn't understand what they were saying. But that's neither here nor there. We're going off on a tangent again. I seem to do that a lot, but it's okay because then we're not, we can get to know the band better, and yada yada yada.
Get to make it intimate.
Yeah, it's a little bit more intimate touch. So here's a question. Now you guys can each answer this question because I want to know. We want to know where things started out for Mantra. So we'll start with how I have you guys written down in my notes, which I think is also how it's written off on the Facebook page. So when you guys were growing up, Jesse, we're going to start with you. I want to know, what was the first album you ever owned?
First album that I ever owned. Like physical copy?
Yeah, or a digital copy. It doesn't matter. Like, what was the first album you ever got?
I'm trying to think of all the not embarrassing answers.
No, you got the first. Here, I'll tell you what.
I think like the very first album I ever was gifted being the emphasized word here, was a Billy Ray Cyrus album.
Oh my! Now that dude, after we get through this, I'll tell you mine, and then you guys can really laugh. All right, Thomas, go ahead.
Know mine as well.
The first album I remember actually getting, my mom was she grew up during the 80s and stuff. She was a big metal fan, listening to Metallica and Megadeth and all that stuff. And she gave me a Metallica album. It was actually Kill 'Em All. and that was like the album that like made me want to like play guitar and stuff.
That was such a great album.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Now-
It's still like I'm always torn between like that and like Injustice for All and Master of Puppets, and it's like I don't know. Kill 'Em All is just a very sentimental album to me.
Yeah, Master of Puppets is a great album, but my favorite song is on Ride the Lightning, which is
Ride the Lightning.
Creeping
Yeah.
Death is my favorite Metallica song of all time. But Master of Puppets, I think, is the best album.
Yes.
All right. So, Josh, what was the first album you ever had?
Probably some Garth Brooks or something like that. I don't know.
Garth Brooks. We got country.
The first album I ever bought was Stone Sour. His first album.
Nice.
That's the first one I ever bought with my own money, but
Oh, well,
there was
we're
a lot
going
of country
there.
when I was young. There was a
Jeez.
lot of country going around for some reason. I don't know.
Oh, man. So, Dylan.
Well, actually, Thomas is my older brother, so I've never actually even bought an album. I always just steal his and listen to whatever he's
Now, see. Go ahead.
I actually think the first album he ever stole from me was The Offspring.
Oh, you're right.
I can't remember which album it was, but it was an Offspring album. And I remember being so pissed off because like he ended up losing it or some shit like that.
It was probably Smash. That was their popular album.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think Ignition was their best album, though, which was the album before Smash, which doesn't get any credit, but that album was phenomenal.
Yeah, I love The Offspring. Dylan does
Yeah,
too.
I
It's
mean,
just
it's the Offspring were like, they were really my gateway into music. Like, they got me playing bass guitar. They got me really into like punk, even though they're not like necessarily punk, I guess.
Well, if you listen to their older stuff, you can hear it.
Yeah.
Like if you listen to Ignition, which is their first album, you can hear the punk influences totally in the band.
Right.
Which I don't know if you ever heard that album, and if you haven't, you should definitely go and check it out. So we're down to Justin. Justin, you've had a lot of time to think about this, so we have no need for stalling here.
Molly Crew, you know about your Molly Crew.
Molly Crew's not the first album.
We all know it was Poison.
No, it wasn't Poison. No, it wasn't Poison. I don't really remember the first album I've ever owned, but I remember the first my uncle gave me a cassette tape that had Skid Row, Rob Zombie, and something else on it. I can't remember, but basically that's the first physical music I've owned.
All right, Juan. You want to spill the beans first? Because I'm really gonna embarrass myself on mine.
Probably. I don't know. My first album, the one I got, was Metallica from the Lightning Ride.
Well,
that's mine.
Yeah, mine. You guys, I want to hear massive laughter because this. I mean, at the time when I got the album, I was so happy because it was an awesome album for me as a kid. I'm not a kid anymore, and I look back and I shake my head at myself. But my first album was New Kids on the Block.
Nice. Nice. That's better than Billy Ray Cyrus, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I was sitting there like, hanging tough. Yeah. Hanging tough. Oh, man. So, I'm assuming, like, most of the stuff that we, gone through musically here, like the albums that we listed, I'm pretty sure Billy Ray Cyrus was not the answer to this question, but who would you say are some of your musical influences or even people that have inspired you down the path that you guys went down?
Yes.
Well, for me, definitely Jim Morrison and Kurt Cobain and Shemaya from OTEP, Randy Blythe from Lamb of God.
That's saying some names.
She hit me with Jim Morrison. Just saying.
Love how he was a poet, you know? That's the same reason why I love Shemaiah, because they took their poetry and turned it into music. And that's, you know, what I like to do, so you can definitely say they inspired me.
Yeah. What's your favorite Doors song?
Probably When the Music's Over, or Spanish Caravan, because I really love the flamenco guitar in that song.
Yeah. Mine is definitely The End.
The End is good, too.
Oh, I love that song.
That's not favorite.
Thomas.
5 to 1's kick-ass, too.
What's that?
5 to 1. I would love to do a badass cover of that.
All right, you heard it here first. Bontra's going to cover some Doors. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. All right. Thomas, who are some people that have inspired you?
Honestly, probably just like the 80s thrash metal scene, like Metallica, Megadeth, bands like that, because like the entire like first like few years of me playing guitar, it was like I was just learning thrash metal.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely Metallica.
You weren't into the hair band scene like Motley Crue, Poison, Winger?
No. They were my sworn enemy.
Oh, you gotta love the hair
now our
bands. You gotta love the hair bands, dude. Like, seriously, Def Leppard, man. Oh, my God. Ugh, that was one of my first albums, too. Def Leppard, Hysteria. God.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, man. All right, Josh. Who inspires you?
I would have to say Metallica as well. As they got older, like Lamb of God and heavier, like rhythmic riffs. Yeah.
Yeah. Short, sweet, blunt, to the point. That's Josh. He's a man of many words. Dylan.
For me, probably Victor Wooten and Flea. I mean, Victor Wooten is just, he's insane. He doesn't just like play bass guitar. He plays like, I don't know, it's almost like another instrument.
Oh, man. You know who?
I just wish I could do what he did.
I'm looking for that.
You know who one of my favorite bass players is Fieldy. Oh,
yeah.
I love his style, like him and Flea. Oh man, Justin.
I'd definitely say Motley Crue.
Gotta love the hair bands.
Iron Maiden, Megadeth, just a lot of heavy metal bands, man. I grew up listening to.
Oh, we got a train coming by. I don't know if that's on their end or Juan's
That's
end. There's a train coming to the station. There's a song for you guys right there. I helped you out. All right. So we're going to spin this next song off the debut EP, which is Regret. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this song, guys?
Oh, God.
Regret, I believe the lyrics were written by our old vocalist before Jesse. Was actually written about his ex-girlfriend, who happens to be my sister.
Oh my! Awkward.
Inner band turmoil.
Yeah, that was just a small part of the problems we went through with him.
Yeah,
but then I kind of took his words and I changed them and flipped them around on him. So.
Yeah, awkward.
Awkward.
Man, we could talk about ex-girlfriends for days, like the one I just had. Deuces. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Was her name really Felicia, though?
No, we're not going to mention the name because we're going to...
I just was testing you, yeah.
We're not going to mention the name because I don't want, people like, well... She's a really, really bad person. She's in a really, really bad place in her life, and... I don't wish bad will on anybody, but I hope that she gets the help that she needs, and she couldn't get it from me, but I hope one day maybe she'll break down and get the help that she needs. But anyway, we're going to spin that song for you guys. Spin that song, and this is Regret.
So believe me when I say that you'll regret. You should have never have walked away. Just look where we are now. Look where we are now. I can't hear myself, but I'll never drive away the fear of losing So believe me when I say that you'll regret. You should have never have walked away. Look where we are now. Look where we are now. 'Cause we are here now. Alright. Alright.
All right, we're back. We got Mantra with us still. Hello. Hello. So, anyway, I'm kind of curious about this next question I'm going to ask you guys. Now, I seen a picture of you guys on your Facebook, and Jesse, it looked like you had I'm just curious. Is that face paint, or do you actually have your face tatted up?
I have one tattoo on my face, underneath my eye. It's an iguana foot.
Oh, that's cute.
But other than that, I have no like facial tattoos. My neck is tattooed, and my hands and stuff. But as far as my face goes, I just have the one.
Okay, so that was kind of like was that like face paint that I was seeing then in the picture?
Makeup, just makeup, eyeshadow, and a really good primer and sparkles and stuff.
Well, I'm just saying because the picture I was looking at looked like it was really heavy face paint. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm going to go back and look right now.
Is it the blue streak going down my eye? Is
I'm going to go back and look right now. It's your banner banner picture is what I'm talking about. I mean, it could be like the shadows, and it looks like it, but I'm going back to double check myself because I can do that. I'm on a computer and it's right in front of me. So, yeah, it looks like you have some face paint going on.
I don't really ever use face paint. I think one time for Halloween I did, like the heavy white cream face paint stuff, but normally I just use just eyeshadow and primer and stuff, and it makes it look a lot, bolder and thicker than what it really is. I can't wear the heavy shit, man. I don't know how these girls wear all the tons and tons of makeup, because it feels like concrete is on my face.
Like,
and I just,
honestly, I like
thing.
the natural beauty thing, Like,
to each their own, yeah.
I mean, some makeup is okay, but if you're gonna go like almost look like a freaking clown with how much makeup you're putting on, it's like, hang on, let me pull out my tackle box. I gotta get my makeup on. What are you doing? My goodness. Oh man. Whoo. All right. So we talked about so much stuff with Mantra. These guys are actually really awesome. So I'm gonna dude, it's my stamp of approval. But then again, any band that comes on my show has a stamp of approval. But these guys are just like, they're really humble and they're down to earth, and I like that. So if you guys ever get really big, please don't forget the little guys. Just don't let the ego grow to your head. Please just don't do that. Oh man! All right. So yeah. I know that for you guys on the 17th, you guys are doing a show for the Pig Bash, and this is your second time that's going to be on there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Allers is a really good time.
It really is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just trying to do my normal research for bands when I have them on, but when I was going on Facebook, I wasn't getting much information.
Yeah.
You guys don't put much on there, at least from what I could see. I was like, dude, I'm scouring the internet trying to find stuff, but I got some stuff. I mean, there's some stuff that I found out about you guys. So, give me some credit.
We're kind of private. Kind of private in that sense.
We don't even know what their last names are, because we were going to try and go and add them on Facebook, because that's normally what I try to do, is add band members on Facebook so I can sit there and talk to them and get a little inside look before I do the interview. But no, I couldn't do that either. So
tag everybody in our posts, and then Jesse kind of got a couple creepers and
we had
some weirdos on her personal page. So she's
that makes sense
for herself as the vocalist.
Yeah, there's so many female friends I have that have these really thirsty creeper dudes, and I'm just like, I have this one friend, and I'm not gonna mention names, but she'll post pictures of herself, and I swear she adds just about anybody that adds her. And there'll be people that are posting in Korean or Russian, or whenever she posts a picture, it's, oh, you're beautiful, gosh, you're so gorgeous, and I'm like, dude, wow, come on. I'm like, dude, seriously. You do it every time she posts a picture. She's not responding to your private messages. Maybe you should go somewhere else. But guys never get the hint. Well, some guys. And if guys do that to you, I apologize in advance for my gender.
I appreciate that, because there's a lot of fucking weirdos out there.
Yeah, there is a lot of weirdos. And let me just say, the mailman was right. They do be crazy, because there is some crazy bitches out there. And I stole that from Big Bang Theory, one of my favorite shows. Boom! I love that show. Oh, man. Do you guys watch that show? I'm just curious.
I've seen a few episodes, but I'm not a habitual watcher.
Oh, I love that show. Yeah, but one of my favorite shows is Supernatural. God, I love that show. And it's going to be on for the 13th season. I can't believe it.
That is so long.
Well, I can't believe that they've been going on so long, but it's one of my favorite shows. But everybody now is, let's see if Mantra follows the trend on this one. Game of Thrones and Walking Dead.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Everybody's
for sure.
Not all of us.
Not all of us.
Game of Thrones is
a couple of us got sucked in there.
Game of Thrones is like a softcore porno because it's HBO. Just saying.
I think that's how it started out. It's not as bad now. I think they had to do that to get people to watch off the get-go.
Well, it makes sense. You don't see a lot of that. They're at war all the time.
Right.
All right.
With each other too.
All right. Let's get into the Game of Thrones because Frankie loves Game of Thrones. Let's ask Mantra about Game of Thrones. Who's your favorite character on Game of Thrones?
Daenerys, hands down. Well, and Jon Snow.
I like Tyrion.
Tyrion. Yeah, there's top 3 right there.
See, that's everyone's top 3. Tyrion, Daenerys, and Jon Snow.
I keep forgetting my favorite's name. It's the short one.
Tyrion.
Tyrion's my favorite. He's such
I
a
like
good. He was an amazing hand.
Oh God, there was this video that was floating around on Facebook a while ago, and it was recasting Game of Thrones, and they were recasting everybody, but when they came down to Tyrion, they're like, sometimes they just get it right the first time, and I was just like, damn right. Oh gosh, he does such a good job, and I love him as a comedian. He's done some movies where he actually busts out his comedy side. He done Pixels, which a lot of people have seen.
Yeah.
There's another movie he did, which a lot of people haven't seen because it was one of those movies that went like right to video. And no one has seen it, you guys really need to check this out. It's called Knights of Badassdom.
Yes.
Yes.
You've seen this? You've seen it?
Yes.
I have seen it.
Oh, that movie is hysterical. Oh,
amazing.
I watched it for the first time and I about peed my pants laughing. I was like, dude, this is funny as shit.
Yes.
I was laughing so hard. Oh gosh.
They go out LARPing, and Peter Dinklage takes a bunch of mushrooms and like takes off into the woods.
Oh my God, this sounds epic!
It's incredible.
If you haven't seen it, Jesse, you need to watch it. Oh man, it's so good.
It is epic.
So good. The movie is so
That's
good.
what got me into death metal. Like metal right there.
Oh, dude, when he's doing that song when they're in the garage, in the auto body garage, I was like, oh my gosh. Oh man.
How can I watch this? I went on IMDb so many times and looked at Peter Dinklage's stuff, and I never came across that.
It's a B movie. It's definitely not
it's not one of his hot movies. You need to really check it out, though. All right, guys, look.
You remember him in Elf, though, right? Because that was a good one.
I remember in Elf, and I remembered him in X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
He was in X-Men. He was funny as shit in Elf. Oh, God. Whew. I love Peter Dinklage. You know, I really want to meet Peter Dinklage one day. Just saying. I would love to meet them. Really would. I bet you he'll do like a Wizard World one day, and I'll be like, dude, I'm going to meet Peter Dinklage.
It probably sounds bad, but I kind of want just to hear him assault me. Say some shit to me.
Oh, man. He did an interview where he said he really wanted to do more comedies. And, like, if you watch the comedies that he's done, he's hysterical.
Oh, yeah, Peter, he's so funny. He was in a game, too. I don't know if you heard of the game Destiny, but he voiced one of the characters, the Ghost.
Wow.
They ended up replacing him with Nolan North, though. But like some of his lines were just so hysterical because he was supposed to be like a somewhat lifeless character. He's like a robot, but he's still so funny.
Yeah, I've met a lot of famous people in my day. I've met a lot of bands, which I've met Seasons After, which I'm probably going to have on the show after they get done with their tour. I've met 1,000 Foot Crutch, We As Human. I've met a lot of wrestlers because I'm really into wrestling, which brings me into my favorite question that I have added into the show. And if you have listened to the show, which I don't know if Mantra has, and I don't want to ask right now. But if a wrestler had came to Mantra and said, I want you guys to give me a song for an entrance song, what song would you hand them?
True Beauty, that's what I was thinking.
Pig. Well, we don't have that recorded yet. The new album has more appropriate songs for wrestling intros.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you could still give us the song title if it's on the new album, and we'll hear it one day.
Yeah, one day, a little sneak peek of the name.
Pig or Kingslayer, yeah. And Pig stands for people in general.
You know, Kingslayer is now the name that Seth Rollins is going by, so that would work because he's the Kingslayer. So, hell yeah, I could see that. But you guys probably don't watch wrestling like I do, but that's okay. That's okay. Everyone has.
I used to.
Really?
Yeah. I liked me some Sting and Ric Flair.
It's a guilty pleasure. I'll watch it every once in a while.
I watch it religiously. Religiously. SmackDown's on right now, or it's over, but I'll be watching it soon. It's okay.
Gotta record it.
I gotta record this stuff, man. That's how I roll. But woo! I had to do the Ric Flair woo just because you dropped the name. Woo! His daughter is wrestling now. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah, I'd heard that.
They're actually now doing, like, have you guys ever watched the Money in the Bank ladder matches that they have done?
Yeah.
No.
No? Okay, well, they do this thing. It's called the Money in the Bank ladder match, and the Money in the Bank is a briefcase that it's a contract that you can cash in at any point in time for a WWE contract. And what they typically do is they wait for the champion to either just get done with the match when he's beat to crap, and then someone will cash it in, do their finishing move, and then pin them, and there you go. And it's really because they can cash it in at any time, which is pretty awesome. But they're now doing for the first time because they got the women. The women's division is so overpowering right now, and it's so good. My wife Bailey. Anyway, they're doing a women's Money in the Bank ladder match now, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see that, which is going to happen on Sunday at Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Woohoo! Anyway,
I've actually been told a few times that I should go into female wrestling, and I don't know whether or not to take it as a compliment, but it's astounding how many times I have been told that.
I would
take it as you're strong.
I would definitely take that as a compliment. I really, you know how much talent has came out of the Indiana area? Just saying, a lot of people have came out of that area. So, just saying, you never know.
Because we're all trying to get out.
We didn't say that out loud. Anyway, hey, my best friend, I'm gonna give her a shout out. My best friend Rachel. What's up, Rachel? It's my sister from another mister. She lives in Indianapolis now. Aw, sad panda. I miss my Rachel, but gave her a shout out. Anyway, so what's in the lineup for the future? I know you got the show coming up on the 17th, and you already dropped that you're going to have that album coming out, or a new album that you're working on. So is there anything else that's really lined up for the future for Mantra, or?
Playing out of the state more. Next year we're gonna start touring. This year we're focusing on playing out of the state more and getting our new EP done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Well, if you guys are ever coming up to the Wisconsin area, let me know, because if I'm booking a show and I got a spot open, I would love to have you guys on.
That would be awesome.
Dude.
Yeah,
cool
definitely keep in contact with me. Start adding me on Facebook. Anyway, so we're going to spin this last song, which is True Beauty, which was their first take on a possible wrestling entrance song. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about True Beauty?
Actually, Jesse, I think this is...
well, I guess being a chick in a predominantly male scene, you know, I get a lot of, oh, well, you know, dudes hollering about the tits or this, that, and the other, you know, and it's very frustrating. And I take it and I try to make it motivate me instead of get me down. Because, you know, along with being a female, you know, I can do it just as good as some of those dudes out there, you know. So True Beauty kind of takes that frustration and lets it out, I suppose.
Yeah. Now, here's another question, just basing off of that. I've had a lot of guests on here so far that have had female-fronted bands. Now, do you feel
Which is awesome to see.
It is awesome. I totally agree. And Audiophilia even had a female bass player, which on top of having a female front, which is awesome. And I can't wait to have Dollskin on, which is all four-piece women band, which I can't wait for that. But a lot of people have been saying that having a female-fronted band is almost being as a gimmick now. Would you say... what do you got to say for that?
Well, I mean, are they saying that it's recently becoming a gimmick? Because I've been doing this shit since I was 14, so it's kind of old news to me now.
Well, no, I mean, a lot of people have said that it has been a gimmick. I don't know if they say it still is, because I remember when I was...
I'm not coming... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I remember when I was growing up, there was only really... 2 female-fronted bands that I could remember, and that was Garbage and No Doubt, you know. And since then, I you know, as far as I can remember, I mean,
there was chicks in like the heavier scene because you had Kitty.
Well, yeah, Kitty, but that
all
was
females.
Yeah, that was later on. You know what I mean? So like, you know, I'm talking like in the '90s. You know, you had Hole, which I think was pretty much. You know, it was Courtney Love's band, and then there was Garbage and No Doubt, and then there was Kitty, and then you had Evanescence, and I mean,
OTEP.
Well, see, I don't know who OTEP is, but now you told me.
That's sad. That's sad, sir.
I'm sorry. Man, you're making me feel horrible right now, Jesse.
Oh no, don't feel horrible. Just do homework. That's all you gotta do.
This is why I brought Juan on me on this. Because Juan knows this genre of music better than I do. I listen to like heavy rock, hip hop, rap, a little bit of R&B, and like the alternative rock style. I don't get into like... There is some that I listen to, but Juan knows it better than me. That's why I bring that. You know, I have co-hosts that I bring on when there's stuff that like I don't really know about this genre, so get on here and help me out.
Yep.
Because I don't even know much about country. Like, I really don't. But that's neither here nor there. So, anyway, OTEP. I got to put that on my list to check it out. So,
I don't feel like it's a gimmick, I guess, just because, you know, I let my vocals do my talking for me. Mm-hmm. You know, I guess it would be more of a gimmick if I came out, you know, and couldn't do the things that I do.
Yeah, you can, like, there are certainly bands out there who do use it as a gimmick, but you can easily tell them apart. If you just listen to the music, like, Jesse is an integral part of the band, but by no means is she the only part. If you listen to our music, you know, we try to, you know, make things complicated and layer different riffs on top of each other, make interesting sounds for people to listen to. But if you listen to a band,
exactly.
Right, if you listen to a band who uses a female front as a gimmick, you're not going to hear that. It's just there's going to be nothing past that front.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like, and this is in no disrespect to Jesse or women in general, I feel like there's a huge women's movement in general, because like I said, there was what they called the women's revolution that was happening in the WWE, and I'm seeing a lot more female fronted rock bands. I mean, we're even getting, you know, a lot more female hip hop artists. I mean, Nicki Minaj, Katy Perry, but you know, we even had Hillary Clinton running for president. I didn't vote for her. But yeah, I've and I mean this in no disrespect, so I hope it's not coming off like that. But I feel like this is a movement that should have been happening a long time ago. But I'm seeing it a lot more now, which I honestly take it as a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
So
weird thing is, I listen to a lot of music, and when you get into music from like Europe and Japan and places like that, you actually see a lot more females in music than as opposed to over here.
Yeah, the U.S. is definitely behind in terms of women out in the front of everything.
Oh, definitely. I don't know if you listen to. There was a band that was in Germany. Granted, they sang in English, and I didn't even know it was a female-fronted band till after I bought the CD. But have you ever heard of Guano Apes?
I've heard of them, but I've never listened to them.
You should listen to them. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Their debut single, which was on their CD Proud Like a God, which was called, I believe it was, gosh, now I'm brain farting on the name. But anyway, their first single, which was being played on the radio, I'm like, wow, these guys are awesome. And then I opened up the CD and I'm looking at the album art and I'm like, wait a minute, the lead singer's a female? You can't tell off the song that was being played on the radio, which... Now, why don't you talk while I Google search? Ask away, Juan. We're doing Google search because that's what we do when we're completely not prepared and things just come to you at the tip of your tongue.
Sometimes happens.
It does happen. So, Juan, talk about OTEP while I'm sitting here and doing searching.
Well, I really want to talk about the band more.
Well, yeah, you can do that too.
All right. So, like, what brought you guys together most of the time? Like, what made you guys want to form a band together?
Well,
sorry if it's a little hard question.
We're all kind of related.
All kind of related somehow, in some form.
Me and the bass player, we're brothers. The vocalist and the drummer are cousins. The vocalist and the other guitarist are married. And then me and my brother, we share a cousin with the vocalist and the drummer. So we're cousins. And then Cochrane's married into this, so we're kind of all related.
One big happy family.
It's a mixed up family tree. So I got the answer that I was searching for. Okay, so the CD is called Proud Like a God, and the song is called Open Your Eyes, and it's the first track off the CD. So go and check that out. It actually came out in '97. I remember because I was listening to it and I was just uber excited about that CD. Love it. But it went platinum in Germany. Just saying.
Really?
Yeah. So, there's a little note for you. All right. So, anyway, we'd love to sit here and talk forever and ever and ever, but, it's getting late for Mantra because, Frankie didn't party's over. Frankie fucked it up for everybody. Anyway, so we're going to spin that song, True Beauty. But before we do, I just want to say thank you to Mantra for giving us, an extended amount of your time, and I catch you guys pretty late, and I apologize for that. But
oh man, you're cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
So I really appreciate you giving the time. Thank you so much, guys. Like I said, guys, you can find their stuff on iTunes, Spotify. It's on YouTube. Download their music. Check them out on Facebook. All their links will be right below the video, like I always put them. Like I say, keep the trend moving. # support local music. And we'll catch you guys next time. So, deuces.
Peace out.
Are you tired of that shit? Are you sick of being lied to? Are you tired of that shit? out.